The alleged serial killer charged in Long Island murders that happened more than a decade ago is due in court 48 hours from now, when Newsday reports he'll face charges in connection with a fifth victim. Rex Heuermann, the architect and father, is already charged with killing 4 women he had solicited for sex.
Long Island serial killer. In 2011, police in New York State were investigating the death of Shannan Gilbert, whose body was discovered near Gilgo Beach on Long Island. But while searching the area, they found a grave filled with the bodies of 4 women. A further search unearthed 6 more bodies, including a child and a man dressed in women's clothing, the New York Times reported.
Welcome to Night and Day True Crimes. For more content like this, please thumbs up this video and subscribe.
Police linked some of the body parts found in the grave to unidentified victims whose bodies were found miles away, stemming from unsolved crimes dating back to 1996, according to the Associated Press. Most of the victims are believed to be sex workers who advertised on Craigslist, but only a few of them have been positively identified. Among the victims was Melissa Bartholomew, who had disappeared from her home in the Bronx in 2009. Her parents called the police, but authorities didn't take their concerns seriously until Bartholomew's little sister started getting phone calls from a mysterious number with a man saying, "I killed Melissa." After nearly 13 years of intense investigations, searching only to find nothing and dead leads, the infamous Long Island serial killer has finally been caught. Rex Heuermann has been behind bars for 9 months since his 2023 arrest for the Gilgo Beach killings and now on trial.
The suspected Gilgo Beach serial killer was in court today in Suffolk County. It was a brief appearance lasting all about 5 minutes. Rex Heuermann appeared in a suit and tie with his hands cuffed behind his back. His wife was also in the courtroom. Thousands of pages of discovery were handed over to the defense, including DNA and lab reports. Both the DA and defense spoke after court.
We're talking about a tremendous amount of material. When you're talking about terabytes upon terabytes upon terabytes of information, it doesn't happen overnight. It can't. It's impossible.
He wants to get to a trial. He maintained from the beginning of this case and still maintains today, he is not the guy. He said that over and over.
Last year, Heuermann was charged with murdering 4 women around Gilgo Beach. He has pleaded not guilty. The next court appearance is scheduled for June 18th.
There's been an arrest in the Gilgo Beach serial killings. Investigators are still trying to solve the cold case murders that so far aren't tied to the suspect. On Monday, we're expecting to learn new information about a victim. Suffolk County prosecutors will also provide updates on their ongoing investigations. And they're asking you for help. They're not expected to announce any new charges against Rex Heuermann, that architect who has already pleaded not guilty to 6 murders.
State police.
Yeah, there's somebody after me.
I'm sorry?
There's somebody after me.
Where are you?
I'm inside the house.
What house?
I don't know. Can you trace where I am?
How many upstairs? Okay? Please. Take care. All right, hold. All right. What's the matter? Are you okay?
What are you going to do? What are you going to do to me?
After that, we can hear Gilbert running outside. She starts knocking on people's doors.
Are you okay?
Don't keep yourself hurt. What are you doing?
Gilbert takes off running again, and this is the last thing we hear on the call released by police.
This woman nearly became one of Rex Heuermann's victims.
Mentioned a body that wasn't announced on the news yet.
Former Long Island escort said the accused Gilgo Beach killer got off on talking about his victims.
In the they-them term and trying to make it seem like somebody who's just really interested in the case. But he was very detailed. It seemed like somebody who, as they talked about it, were reliving it in their head.
Heuermann then attempted to lure her back to his place.
He was almost agitated and angry that I wouldn't get in the car and go with him. And that made me even more
Rex was arrested last week and charged with the murders of 3 of the 11 victims.
Hey, so y'all asked for my story time about my date with Rex Heuermann, the Gilgo Beach killer. I don't even know how to get into this. It's crazy to me. So let's just have at it. So I don't really know where to totally begin with this. It was anywhere from 2014 to 2016, and part of me thinks that I should go to the cops and talk to them because he did say information that like wasn't let out to the public, and honestly that's what made me leave the date, because I knew, because I was watching the news and I was following this case. So anyway, we met at a place in Port Jeff, a seafood place, and I kind of had a bad feeling to begin with, but I don't always trust my gut. I was young and dumb, so I went. We sat down, we had normal, formal talk. What do you do? What are your hobbies? We had a drink, nothing big. And then he brought up true crime. I was like, are you a true crime fan? And I was like, actually I am. I could probably tell you more about serial killers than their own mother can. It's bad. And he was like, well, do you know about the Gilgo Beach killer? And I was like, of course, everybody on Long Island does. We're all following that case. And he started saying things that, first of all, led me to believe it was not just him. There were other people involved. He is taking the fall, though, I think, for all of them. And I think he will, because I think he'll probably be taken care of out of that deal. So he started saying things in the they-them term and like trying to make it seem like somebody who's just really interested in the case. But he was very detailed, and it didn't seem like somebody who was just a true crime fan. It seemed like somebody who, as they talked about it, were reliving it in their head. Like, he seemed like excited, like it piqued his interest. He sat up straighter. He, relaxed his body. He seemed like really excited to talk about it. And what got me was he mentioned a body that wasn't announced on the news yet. It wasn't in papers. Nothing. And I would have known. So that really weirded me out. And then I kind of changed subject. I was trying to speed the date along. I didn't want dessert. And at the end, he was like, well, do you want to go back to my place? And I was like, I don't know. I'd have to follow you in my car. And the thing's like, no. Get in my car with me. Leave your car here. I was like, I'm not going to leave my car in a random lot in Port Jeff. And he was like, no, dude, it'll be fine. No big deal. Just come with me. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable getting in the car with you alone. I don't know you. And he was like almost agitated and angry that I wouldn't get in the car and go with him. And that made me even more like, I gotta get out of here. So I ended up leaving. Thank God, I trusted my gut. I left after that check came, and I never spoke to the man again.
Welcome to Night and Day True Crimes. For more content like this, please thumbs up this video and subscribe.